Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Zane, and on this channel I react to videos that interest me. So if that sounds like your thing, please make sure you subscribe right now and give this video a big thumbs up because I know you're going to enjoy it. So as you can tell in this video, I have another reaction video for you guys, and this is Nittoli Place for Us. Shout out to the person who recommended this track to me, and without further ado, let's dive in. This is also an old track, so I don't know what to expect.
If I said I never thought about dying, if I said I never questioned the science, I know there's answers that they not providing. They say if I go, but my soul is surviving. Where does it go? Like where's it residing? People I love, are we reunited? People I hate, are they uninvited? This is confusing, but it's enticing. Rivers of Egypt, there's more than denial. Maybe the truth is so bad that they hide it, cover it up with a cross and a Bible. I just keep thinking where
on point. I cannot even lie. I think, except anybody who has deliberately shut off their minds to thoughts of this nature, I believe every single person has had thoughts of that nature in one form or the other, especially when something happens like a natural disaster or a personal disaster or something of that nature. Like these questions that there are no answers for, and then they give you a half answer and they expect that to be okay for you, but then that answer that they supposedly give you leads to like 10 other questions that they don't seem to have answers for. So shout out to him for actually talking about it openly.
People I hate, are they uninvited? This is confusing, but it's enticing. Rivers of Egypt, there's more than denial. Maybe the truth is so bad that they hide it, cover it up with a cross and a Bible. I just keep thinking, where the fuck do I go? Do we rise up or do we stay idle? When is the judgment? Who's at the trial? Do we meet Jesus and all his disciples? Is there a pathway or just a spiral? Is there a test like what's on the final? Do we keep names or get a new title? Do we get wings like Clarence or Michael? What about some of us who suicide? Are we rejected up on arrival?
I know that there are many people who go at people who might be suicidal, and the only explanation they have for them, the only like thing they have to say to people like that is, God won't have mercy on you, you'll go to hell. First of all, if you don't know what to say to somebody who is suicidal, just don't say anything. Okay, do not say anything, because I think suicidality is one of those things, and when I say suicidality, I'm talking about it's a spectrum. It's all the way from somebody who hears of somebody who died and they envy that person who died and they wish they were that person, to the person who wants to get in front of a moving lorry, to the person who all the way to somebody who actually does something about it. Anywhere along that spectrum, unless you've ever experienced what it means, what it feels like to be suicidal. If you've not experienced it, you will never know what they're experiencing. So I think one of the worst things you can do is to tell the person you're going to hellfire. God will never have mercy on you. You're going to hellfire. Okay, just don't say anything. Just wish them the best and move on. Express your support for them, whatever they're going through, and move on, because it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a symptom. You cannot see somebody who is having a headache, who is having a fever, and then tell them it's a horrible thing for them to be having a fever. It's a horrible thing for them to be having a headache. Do you know that a fever, if not controlled, can lead to brain damage? Do you know that this? Do you know that? Like, it's a symptom. Everybody understands that having fever is a symptom, and that you have to help them deal with the symptom, but you also have to help them get to the root of what is actually causing that fever, so that you can, when you treat that underlying cause, then the fever will go away by itself, right? So why would you look at somebody who is suicidality when suicidality itself is a symptom, and then tell them, by the way, if somebody is suicidal and telling them they are going to go to hellfire, it's not going to work. It's not going to be something to like restrain in many cases. Sometimes it might work, but I just don't. Okay, just don't. You hear some people going about how that person is weak, how that person is an idiot, especially when we hear about somebody who actually attempted it and either succeeded or did not succeed and was actually revived. And you hear about how that person is a fool, how that person is weak, how that person is selfish, how that person is this. Just don't. If you don't know what to say, you don't understand how it feels, just don't. Okay, just don't. Wish them all the best. Buy them fruits or whatever, buy them flowers, and just go on your own way.
What about some of us who suicide? Are we rejected upon arrival? Do we get chances? Is there a cycle? Is there a phone book? Who would we dial? Is this forever? Are we a lifer? Is it just heaven? There's nothing that's higher? Is there a line? Like where do we sign in? And I'm just asking as an outsider. I know we're all thinking about
I'm just asking as an outsider. I think we're all outsiders. Yeah.
going to the same place. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but I can't help but wonder if heaven and earth's got a place for us. I wonder if God made a space for us. I wonder where we're really going after this. If heaven and earth's got a place for us. And I'm just talking, you could just listen, trying to separate fact from the fiction. Is there a door charge? What's the admission? Not trying to piss off all of the Christians. Heaven and hell, they seem like divisions. Same corporations, who's the official? What did they do to get their positions? Who makes the calls? Like who makes decisions? Had to be more than just study religions. Wonder if angels still get the commission. Wonder if all of my sins are forgiven. Wonder if Jesus still gets recognition. What is the scene I'm trying to envision? Where are the ladies? What about the witches? Do you have Satan up for a visit? Or do you keep him down in the distance? What's our new purpose? What is the mission? Is there a jail? Who's working the prisons? Is there a training for the transition? They say the devil's one hell of a fucking musician, so grab the guitars and let's have competition. The red versus the blue, cause clearly we gripping. Still on some race, still got divisions. Thought we know better, but I must be tripping. I got some questions that turn to suspicion, and I'm just scared that I'll pull off the greatest trick ever and I disappear and act like I'm a fucking magician. This story sounds bogus as fuck. Like who are you kidding? I think we just wave goodbye like good riddance. I think that nobody really gon' miss me, and I'm just asking, hope God can forgive me. I know we're all thinking about the same thing.
Yo, that's heavy. I want to rewind it, but I don't want us to sleep here, so I'm just going to go forward. But I just want to take a breath and say that was heavy. Sometimes some people can get offended when you ask questions like this or when you express your thoughts in this manner. Some people can get offended, and I genuinely do not see what the problem is with asking questions, with thinking and asking questions. I genuinely do not see what the problem is. Some people do not like it when you think and when you ask questions and all of that. And asking questions and thinking and just wanting to understand things does not detract from you having a faith, or does not detract from your faith, or does not detract from your religiosity in any way, regardless of the religion you align yourself with. Like, you have a brain for a reason, so use it and let nobody shame you or make you feel less of a faithful person just because you're asking questions. I appreciate that he's actually asking those questions, and like you said, he's thinking about it clearly from the questions. He's really been thinking about this issue, and you have to appreciate that. You have to, if you can put aside your emotions for a second and just approach things logically, rationally, then you would appreciate the fact that someone is asking questions. Now, it might be cheeky, it might be, as they say, tongue-in-cheek to ask all those questions, especially the one about, is there a training, is there a jail, who's running the jail, like stuff about Satan and all of that. Some of that might be, he might be saying it tongue-in-cheek, but he's an artist. That's what artists do, so you cannot hate on him for injecting a bit of that into the overall message, but I think the message is clear enough.
I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but I can't help but wonder if heaven and earth's got a place for us. I wonder if God made a space for us. I wonder where we're really going after this. If heaven and earth's got a place for us.
Love the overall concept of the video, so I just wanted to point that out. Love the overall concept of the video. Love the fact that he's actually asking questions and putting it out there. I have this thoughts and I have these questions. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but I know we're all thinking about it, so I am going to build a cat. In this case, I am going to talk about it. And I believe I mentioned this before in a previous video, or maybe a couple of videos before, can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I've talked about the fact that it's the situation we are in now is that some people kind of want to own the narrative, and it's become difficult for people, especially when it comes to discussions of a religious nature, discussions that have to do with spirituality. It's very difficult for people to talk about it openly because people get offended very quickly, and so everybody just keeps quiet about it. And that's no way for us to be, because we're human beings and we have, you know, our intellect, and there's a reason why we have that intellect, and there's a reason why we're able to express these thoughts, these ideas that are non-material. It's one of those things that makes us, superior to lower animals, right? And so nobody should be shunned and nobody should be shut down when it comes to issues like this, or any other issue for that matter. And I believe one of the things that people have trouble dealing with is separating their emotions from things that are supposed to be logical arguments or logical situations. Like when it comes to, like, if anybody's asking a question, if anybody wants to have a discussion, one of the things that we need to learn is to put our emotions aside for a second and just look at the validity of that person's ideas or arguments logically, without letting our own biases or emotions get into the situation, enter the room, you know, come into play. And I know that that's easier said than done, but it's something we can work on. I myself am guilty of it, especially in situations where I'm super passionate about the topic. Then it's very difficult to not let your biases and your emotions get into the room, but it is something that you can work on. And yeah, anyway, I'm just going to stop there so I don't go into a rant. If I go into a rant, we will sleep here, but just shout out to him, and again shout out to the person who recommended this track to me. I definitely enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video with me to the very end. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe right now and give this video a big thumbs up. It means a lot to me. And shout out to all of you who have subscribed and who keep showing your support. I do not take your support for granted one bit. I do not take your support for granted in the slightest. I appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys once more, and I will see you next time.